Have you ever heard a voice in your mind or guidance that seemed to come from nowhere? That's what we call clairaudience, the ability to receive intuitive messages through sound. In this video, I'll explain what clairaudience is, how you can recognize it, and 3 simple ways to strengthen it. Plus, I'm going to share the single most profound thing that I learned on my journey to connecting with my higher self and my spirit guides. Hi, I'm Susan Sutherland. Welcome to my channel. I am an intuitive energy healer, podcast host, and on a mission to help others connect with their divine knowing and strengthen their intuitive gifts. All right, what is clairaudience? Clairaudience is one of the 4 primary clairs which we receive intuitive information through. We have clairvoyance, which is clear seeing, clairsentience, which is clear feeling, claircognizance, which is clear knowing, and clairaudience, which is clear hearing. It's the ability to receive messages intuitively through sound, words, or voices. So examples of clairaudience are hearing guidance internally, like your own thoughts, but you didn't think them. Hearing names or phrases or sounds that have meaning. Hearing lyrics that are meant to guide. So a lot of times we put this as some big ability that you don't already have, but if you're watching this video, I would guarantee that you do. If you've ever had a moment where an idea just popped into your head as if you heard it, that could be clairaudience at work. Or when you were thinking of something and really needed guidance and a song popped on that had exactly the lyrics that were meant to guide you, that is clairaudience. Here are some signs that you might be clairaudient. You talk to yourself a lot, or you hear your inner voice clearly. You know that music and lyrics or random words pop into your head and they have meaning. You're sensitive to sound. You notice subtle tones or noises that others don't seem to hear. You've heard your name being called when no one is around. It's important to note that being clairaudient doesn't mean you hear dramatic voices loud and outside of yourself. It's usually a gentle, like a whisper or an idea that feels like your own. So the most important thing that I learned on my journey to connecting with spirit, to enhancing my intuition and my intuitive gifts, was that clairaudience is not some booming voice out here. I was waiting on Morgan Freeman to start giving me guidance about what to do and where to go. But it's not like that. It's in my own voice, in my own head. And even when I'm connecting with my angels or my spirit guides, I hear them in my head, in my voice. And that was the single most transformative part of my journey, is understanding that, because then I realized how much I had already been using this. I just thought people who are clairaudient are hearing spirit outside of themselves. And although some people can do that, that is not the case for most of us. And so likely you are already getting these intuitive messages. So you can imagine when you are reading a book to yourself, and as you read the words, you hear them in your head. Your mouth is not moving, but the words are being generated in your head. That is how clairaudience works, is this kind of gentle dialogue in your head. And so if you can do that, I can promise you, you are clairaudient enough that you can begin to strengthen this intuitive muscle. So here are a few ways that you can develop your clairaudience to be stronger, because it is just a muscle that requires strengthening. Practice quieting your mind. There is no part of intuitive training that does not start with quieting your mind. When your monkey mind is so busy with your to-do list and your anxieties and your stress and what do you have to do, you will not hear that inner voice. So work on calming that mental space. So spend 5 to 10 minutes each day in silence, simply listening for any subtle words or sounds to come through, and write down what comes through for you. Ask questions and listen for the answers. Before you start sleeping or meditating or even getting in the car to go for a ride, ask a question like, what guidance do I need? Or what would you have me do regarding this? And then notice the words, the sounds, the thoughts, the lyrics, the songs that come through that are in response to this question. Tip number 3, work with sound. There are so many beautiful sound tools out there, like tuning forks and singing bowls or music. YouTube has beautiful playlists of healing vibrations and binaural beats that you can use to enhance your clairaudience. Pay attention to songs or sounds that you randomly hear throughout the day. The more you start tuning in, the more that your intuition and spirit can use sound to communicate with you. All right, before we stop, I have a couple little myth busters for you. Myth number 1, you're going to hear loud booming voices. I've already told you, Morgan Freeman's not there. The truth is that clairaudience is subtle. It is an inner voice. It is a quiet whisper. Myth number 2, it's only for psychics or special people. Nuh-uh. It is for everybody. I see it like we all have the ability to sing. Now, some of us came into this lifetime being brilliant singers. They have that gift. But the rest of us can sing too. And how well we will sing depends on how much effort and training we put into it. So know yourself to be gifted, and how well and how much you use this gift is really up to what you want to put into it. Do you want to train to be a specialist, or do you want to sing in your car? Is this something you're going to use for your own personal awareness and guidance, or do you want to continue training it so this is something you could use to work with other people? It is dependent on how much work you want to put into tapping into that resource that you have. I still remain an awful singer. That is not where I have put my time and my energy into developing. I spent it with my intuitive gifts. So we all have this choice on what we want to train. And if this is something that you would like to explore, just know that that is available to you. So just remember that clairaudience is like tuning a radio. Right now, you might be tuned in to your daily life, the hustle and bustle, the to-do list, and the stress. In order to tune in to the higher knowing, it is a turn of a dial. It is always there and available, but we have to choose the station to align to. By listening closely, by quieting that other radio station, you can't listen to 2 stations very well at one time. So we have to learn to quiet the feedback from the other station so we can tune in to that higher knowing. You'll start to pick up more and more from that other station, which is encouraging and will make it easier to want to do it. Over the next week, take 5 minutes each day to sit in silence and listen. Set the intention that you want to hear your voice, and just pay attention with no stress, no expectations, but write down any words or sounds or thoughts that come to you. It might surprise you. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you can have more videos on tuning into your higher knowing and enhancing your spiritual gifts. Thanks for watching.